I had no idea that there was anything wrong with my chest until I went through puberty and this side kept growing and this side just didn't. I was about 13 or 14 when I noticed that my body was changing, but I still didn't notice that anything was wrong until a few years later. When I was around 16, I went to my doctor because I was concerned, and they said it's normal. Every young woman has one bigger than the other. It will even out. It is very normal. And that is true. It is very, very common for women to have uneven boobs, just not this drastic. The doctors would say, give it a few months and it will even out, and obviously that didn't happen. So eventually I went online and looked into it myself, and I found a rare condition called Poland syndrome that sounded exactly like this. But there were no pictures of any women with a chest like this, only men, which made me feel worse. Obviously, it can happen in women, but 10 years ago, there just weren't any pictures of women with this on the internet. So I decided, well, if I can't find these women, hopefully these women can find me, and they did, obviously. As far as I am aware, I am the first woman to post pictures of my chest like this online. At least I couldn't find anybody else back then. So I went back to my doctor and I asked about Poland syndrome, and they had never heard of it before. So they said, give me a few weeks, I will look into it, and then I got a call a few weeks later saying, yes, I think this is what you have. Then I was passed from doctor to specialist to surgeon to nurse. For years, I saw so many different medical professionals, and some would say, yes, that is what it is. Others would say, no, it's not. And when I would say, well, what else could it be? They would say, I don't know. It took years of different appointments and different professionals until I finally got a ultrasound scan on my chest, which showed that this side is smaller. But I am only slightly affected. Poland syndrome is a spectrum, so you can be slightly affected or severely affected, or anywhere in between. I'm on the lower end of the scale, so my pectoral muscle is a little bit misshaped, but there can be people that have their pectoral muscle completely missing, and that can be visible from birth. So it really depends where on the scale you are. But in my case specifically, I didn't notice until puberty, and that is very common. But there are so many different medical conditions that can also cause your chest to look like this, so it's really important that people get it checked out and don't just self-diagnose themselves with a rare condition that they've seen online, because it could be something completely different, and it could be something dangerous, which is why it is so important to always get yourself checked out by a professional.